Hello and welcome to episode 7 of Cultural Collision. I'm Marcus Ramos.
I'm Devin. Hey, I think you missed your exit, Frodo. The Shire is over there. Hogan.
I'm not topping that, but I'm Lucas.
I'm Owen Weiner.
We got special guest right here because he heard about the episode that we're doing today, which is we about to talk about our superhero Mount Rushmore. If y'all are on comic book Twitter, you know that we are extremely late to this because this was a discussion I think 2 months ago.
That's okay.
But better late than never. We about to talk about superheroes. Chances are, from what I'm thinking, we're probably gonna have the same 3 out of 4. So it's probably just gonna be people arguing over who the fourth person on the hierarchy should be.
I just learned Owen's last name, so this is a great episode already.
Not Wiener, no.
That's hilarious.
No, trust me, I've heard it too many times in my life in high school.
It's like, are you related to that guy that got in trouble in 2012?
No.
Fair. Everyone thinks I'm related to Hulk Hogan. I'm like, no, really.
Hey, you are?
She was so distraught when he passed.
We all have issues with our uncles. He just seemed to have a crazy streak on the way out. I don't talk to him at Thanksgiving.
So, should we start with just, I'll list out who I think my 4 are. Just not even individual back to back to back, just right 4.
Yeah.
Sure.
So, my 4, just to see if I have the same first 3 as everybody else, is Superman, Batman, Spider-Man, and my last pick is Wonder Woman.
Ooh, okay. So you got 2 of mine.
I got 2, and how many did I get from yours?
I'd say maybe 2.
2? Okay, so not as much as I thought. Okay.
Do I just go do you want us all to say ours and then...
Yeah, let's do
and then
that.
we'll discuss.
Then we
Okay. So mine, because I cannot follow a prompt for the life of me, even when I help create it, mine are more a Mount Rushmore of anti-heroes. So my top 4 are the Red Hood, Wolverine, the Punisher, and the 4th one that I wrote down because I'm so... Winter Soldier. Thank you, Notes app, Marcus.
I like they're kind of more deep cut heroes.
Yeah.
Not well known.
And then I won't state my case yet because you didn't state your case yet.
Oh,
So-
yeah. Mine, for sure, Batman. I'm literally wearing it.
Right.
Superman, I'd say, he's debatable, but I'll put him on there.
Really?
Well, because of Kryptonite, but we can go into that later. And then Iron Man, and then one more for Marvel, I'd say Captain America, maybe. I don't know. I mean, it's tough to choose, yeah.
Jumping into mine. All right, I got 3 that are locked in. We got Batman, we got Spider-Man, and we got Wolverine.
All right.
4th, I'm kind of just going to come off the top of my head.
He pondering.
It's not coming yet.
You're finding it.
You know, I'll go Superman. I liked the Superman movie last year.
Yeah.
I'll go Superman today. It'll change every day.
All right, before we dump into the criteria, now I just gotta wonder, what was y'all mindset when go with your top 4? Because my mindset was the overall impact that they've had, just in pop culture in general.
Mine pretty much... I didn't read comics. I'm kind of a fake superhero fan, if I'm being honest. I just watch the movies. I just go off the movies I like,
That's
honestly.
most people nowadays.
Yeah.
So.
That's fair.
I felt like it'd be too dark woke to do my favorite villains, so I just kind of went down the middle. Also, I like characters with a little bit of angst, and I'm this is gonna be wild out of context because I'll disclaimer here and don't clip this part out. I'm not pro eugenics, right? But it's just kill some dudes,
So we're making that a YouTube short.
The Red Hood makes so much sense. It's just why didn't you kill this dude? He killed me. It's and I get it. It's oh, then you'd be just as bad. It's not really. What's up?
There's a funny thing about that where, okay, I'm going to sound like a nerd. First off, what do the 2 of you know about Red Hood in DC Comics?
I know, the tiniest bit.
So Red Hood, he originally was Batman's second Robin, and then the Joker killed him. Literally blew him up with a bomb.
Oh, is that what's his face? Jason
Todd.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so he comes back to life. He becomes a vigilante called the Red Hood. But the funniest thing about it is one of the biggest arguments that Red Hood has, at least when he first comes back, is like asking Batman, why didn't he kill the Joker for killing him? But the funniest part about that is in the original comic where Jason Todd died, Batman immediately went to try to kill the Joker, but two things stopped him. One, Superman stopped him. Like he flew, like, first off, this happened in like Iran, I think. So he flew all the way to Iran to stop Batman from killing Joker. And the second thing, which you're not going to guess this part, Joker had diplomatic immunity because he became the ambassador of Iran.
What?
I'm being so serious. There is a panel of him going like, I am so glad to become the new ambassador of Iran. I'm being so right now. So he did try to kill his, but he got stopped by politics and an alien.
Why haven't you told me that before? That's so good.
See,
I'm like mad at you.
I only knew about the Jason and killing by the video game, the Arkham Knight. You know, that one that I unfortunately played that one first, even though it's third one in the trilogy.
The finale of the whole series.
Yeah, so unfortunately I got all spoilers without knowing, and I was like, oh
like,
man.
Who's this guy? Oh no!
Wait, so which one is Nightwing?
He's the first Robin.
What's his
Dick
name?
Dick Grayson.
Okay, that's the one I know. Big superhero guy I am.
Yeah, in my opinion, he's the GOAT.
Oh yeah, the original.
Sometimes I like him more than Batman, but that's just me.
True. But yeah, that's my reasoning. I like grit. I like, maybe it's because I'm inherently a little bit evil that I'm like, you know what? Batman, you just keep, like, either they need to advocate for, like, prison abolition. Like, Batman, like, the reason why he's not on my Mount Rushmore is that he's not a prison abolitionist. That's just a statement I've said now. Because obviously the system is not working if Joker keeps getting out. And then it's like, at one point, how do you weigh the lives that are lost through Joker? It's like maybe the trolley problem. Maybe that's why they still haven't killed him. And also it sells comics to be like, oh, he's doing it again. But anyway, that's my. Did any of that make sense? I don't know. I'm kind of not smart today.
I understand.
Okay.
That's fair, yeah, because since he keeps breaking out like that, that's a fair point.
Okay.
So I guess I'm gonna jump into my reasoning for my top four, which is
Did you go in order? Who's your number one? Is it Superman?
definitely gotta be Superman because
Okay.
he is the first superhero. No one would be here without Superman. He's the one that started it all. He's the reason we have the superhero genre as it is today. So like, I feel like it'd be crazy not to have Superman in there. No offense.
All taken.
Because like he is the superhero. Like when you think when you just think generic superhero, you think of a carbon copy of Superman with the cape, the superpower, like the super strength, the flying, all that. And then after that, it really is a toss-up between Batman and Spider-Man because they're just so iconic in their own ways. They are the only two superheroes to have actually good video games. So obviously they got that as a plus for them. But Batman, he is a very versatile character to where you could throw him in any kind of story, and he has been thrown in any kind of story, and it just works because of how well he is as a character. Like you could throw him in a mystery story, you could throw him in a story, even though some people don't like this one, where he literally falls from the moon to Earth and is perfectly fine, basically. And then Robin asks him how, he's just like, I'm Batman. This happened like 3 years ago too, so this was a recent one.
Quick question, sidebar. How do you fall from the moon to the Earth when, like, no gravity? Maybe I just don't know about why. Maybe rephrase the question. Why did the space launches just happen? Why didn't they just turn their engines off and then like go like that and like pray for a water landing? Like, because it feels like.
New conspiracy.
Guys, I'm stupid today.
Maybe we're not meant to know.
There was There was a comic book YouTuber I watched as a kid where his reasoning for every time comics just did something completely nonsensical is just he just looks at the camera and goes, because comics. So that's the whole
That's a
reason.
fair point.
Yeah.
And Spider-Man is the same thing where he's a very versatile character. I like him a lot because of specifically how he really was like the first teenage superhero that wasn't a sidekick. So I like how he really paved the way for that. Like that was something that I realized a few years ago where he is the first superhero who was a real like teenager that wasn't a sidekick to some older superhero. So he was unique in that regard. And obviously he's one of the more relatable superheroes. Not anymore because of all the I almost said a swear. You're lucky I'm remembering this time, Matt. But all the barnacles
Malarkey.
that is happening with Spider-Man in the comic books lately, which I could go on like an hour tangent about current Spider-Man in comic books, but it's like they've stripped away a lot of his character. So maybe I would put Batman above him because Batman is actually in a pretty good place right now comic book wise, where Spider-Man for the last it's 2026. For the last 20 years, they've just been like beating him into the ground, just stripping away everything that made him who he is. And so really, all the main good Spider-Man content has been anything but the comic books. But I still think even with like that, because everything that he's done so far, like before all that, and all the other stuff, like all the bangers that he's had with the movies, and like Spider-Man 1 and Spider-Man Miles Morales, the PlayStation games, they're some of my favorite games of all time. Spider-Man 2, this is all right.
Do you think they're going to do some sort of like character revival in the next few years of Spider-Man, or are they just going to keep beating him into pulp? Don't touch me. No, I'm just kidding.
I have no faith. They kind of tried it in like the late 2010s, early 2020s. And then it was one writer that was doing it. And then the writer after him completely washed it all the way. And so I have honestly zero faith at this point that Spider-Man is going to bounce back comic book wise.
Mm-hmm. So do you think that there's like a collective like crisis in the writing group that write about Spider-Man because like one person tries to build it up and
I think it's like at this point they acknowledge how bad they're treating Spider-Man and they want to keep it that way because they're like hate sells. Like they don't like any publicity is good publicity. That has been their mindset with Spider-Man.
So they're daily mailing the Spider-Man franchise. That's crazy.
And it's even because like they know they're making people hate what they're doing, but they also can't handle the hate because like I think for the last like 3 Comic-Cons in a row, like the main editor for the Spider-Man comic books, he just like walks off stage because he keeps getting booed. And he just can't handle all the criticism for how he's been treating Spider-Man these last few years. So they know that they're doing no good with my goat, but they still doing it.
I wonder why they're even doing a Comic-Con panel at this point. He's just gonna walk off.
I have no idea.
So what are they doing with Spider-Man? Like, what's like the most recent comic?
All right, I'm about to
Keep
hop. Okay, all right. Let me check. Okay.
Give us a short summary.
Mid 2000s, him and Mary Jane Watson. At that point, they were married for like over a decade. At this point, they broke them up through making a deal with the devil. I'm being so real right now. So they annulled their marriage through that. Not like a regular divorce or anything. They made it so they were even never married, like in the stories. Like just remove the memory of them ever being married ever. That was the first one.
So it was like it's not like a character like Mephisto or nothing?
It was Mephisto.
Okay. I was going to say, was it the actual devil or like?
Mephisto is basically, although I think Marvel has like 5 devils or something. But
and all of them are writing for Spider-Man.
Yeah. But Mephisto was the one that basically annulled their marriage and just a whole bunch of barnacles. I can't swear. I'm watching out for you, Matt. But
we're going to have a swear counter in the corner.
Or a swear jar. That might help.
I think right now I'm either at 0 or 1. I think I'm doing pretty good so far, comparatively. Mm-hmm. But the main thing is they removed their marriage for no reason other than to like keep Peter Parker relatable. Because obviously no one has ever been married before.
Especially if they love comics.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Which it's like it's a weird view of the audience. Like it was like, well, obviously this is gonna be more related to to what they're going through, and it's just like, maybe not.
Which even brings me back to a thing that happened before that in the 90s, where him and Mary Jane, still married, they were going to have a kid, but again, they were like, oh, Spider-Man can't be relatable if he's a dad, and so I don't remember if they, this is going to sound crazy, I don't know if they killed Spider-Man's baby, like Mary Jane had a miscarriage, or
Whoa.
like she gave birth, but then Norman Osborn kidnapped the baby and then made them think that she had a miscarriage.
What?
This is real, bro.
What?
This is the that they don't put in the movies. That's my second swear, probably. But
I feel like you've told me this before, but it's just so much more shocking to hear the second time, I guess.
like, this is stuff that actually happens in comic books, bro.
This is why I stick to the movies, guys.
See, that's typically me too. The movies or the TV shows.
Sometimes reading comic books is a little bit of Stockholm syndrome, where it's like, you know it's bad for you for like some characters, especially Spider-Man, but you just can't give it up.
Yeah.
Like Marvel Comics right now, especially is in a rut, I feel like, where they are so bad with keeping comic books actually ongoing. Like DC, they have been killing it lately with having multiple like long-running series that are all doing really well, especially with like the recent Absolute stuff, like Absolute Batman, which everyone is loving. Where recently it came out that at Marvel, if a comic book is not selling by like the 5th issue, they just cancel it right there. So like a couple years ago, there was a new writer that was going to write a new Iron Man series, and everybody was super excited for it. They thought it was going to be something cool, something unique for the character. And obviously, you would want to keep an Iron Man comic going, because like with the movies, that's like one of their top guys now. Mm-hmm. They canceled it super early. I don't think Iron Man has a current ongoing comic right now.
Mm. Do you think like maybe, because I know that the Marvel movies like dip heavily into the comic like plot, like because that's like the origin, right? Or maybe I'm being stupid. But maybe like, do you think that like the Marvel like movie franchise has like a monopoly on the Iron Man story right now?
Not even just Iron Man. I feel like with the comic books overall.
Oh, okay.
Because it's been like ever since comic book movies were a thing. So even like the movies like the 70s and like the 80s Batman, there's always this thing called movie synergy in comic books where they try to take stuff from the movies and inject them into the comic books so that they're more like visually aligned. Like during the 90s or whatever, when I forgot his name for a second, the Michael Keaton Batman movies came out, like they changed Batman's suit to look just like how it was in that movie, but that was it basically. But like now in the comic books, things are completely different, at least with on Marvel's side. I feel like DC actually avoids this a little bit. It keeps them more like how they are regular in the comic books. But on the Marvel side, they try to push a lot harder with like being more like the movies. Like Iron Man basically has become what he is in the movies, to where he wasn't as much of like a jokester or like he was always egotistical, but like since the movies came out, they tried to make him more like Robert Downey Jr. They kind of just made him Robert Downey Jr. instead of the Iron Man that was there like 40 years before the movie came out.
Yeah, I don't know if I like that. I feel like it's legit, like the movies are taking from the comics. I don't think the comics should take from the movies.
Yeah.
Like, I don't mind, like, Michael Keaton, they're taking Michael Keaton's suit for an issue. Like, that's fine. But if you're trying to, like, adapt stories from the movies, I feel like that kind of takes away from the comics themselves.
And at that point, it's like an Ouroboros, like, eating itself. Like, what content can you make if it's just
It's like
cycling?
that. It's like that with the Spider-Man movie right now. Because I was joking with my friends who read comic books about the next Spider-Man movie coming out this year, Brand New Day. It's based off this one Spider-Man story that I think is called The Other. And that story, it came out in like the early 2000s, around when the Sam Raimi movies were coming out. And it gave Spider-Man like the organic webbing where like he doesn't need the web shooters in the comic books because, oh, he has it in the movies. Let's give it to him in the comics now. And so there's a movie that is adapting a story that was made because of the movies now. So that is the Ouroboros. So now they're just eating itself, essentially.
And maybe we're getting off topic, but I feel like a lot of people hate on the Tom Holland Spider-Man movies. How do you feel about those?
It's like I started off liking. It's like I like 2 out of his 3 movies. I feel like his second movie, I can't lie, that movie is horrible.
I feel like everyone hates on Far From Home. I don't mind. Like, I don't think it's
I just
anything
don't-
crazy.
I just don't
I
like
like
it
it.
that much. It's just like I do agree with a lot of people of how he doesn't like he relies too much, not even on Tony Stark per se, but like the resources that Tony Stark
Yeah.
The
gives him.
technology.
Yeah.
Yeah, because something that I do like a lot about Spider-Man is how he built himself up. He's like he does everything on his own. Like he made his own web shooters in a science lab when he was 15, and he just does all the technology on his own. Like in the comic books, he's commonly referred to as like one of the smartest people in like the whole Marvel universe. So I do really like it when he's able to do stuff on his own like that, which is why I really like the Andrew Garfield movies, or like the plot to those movies are kind of but like if you just isolate who I think is the best Spider-Man, aside from plot, just as the character and the actor, my favorite since I was a kid and still to this day is Andrew Garfield, because I feel like he really encapsulated that aspect of Spider-Man.
Owen, how do you justify your Mount Rushmore?
Well, before going into it, I'd say you've convinced me to change Captain America with Spider-Man. I honestly wasn't really sure about my 4th.
Yeah.
But with Batman, I mean, I just, like, he's my favorite overall. So, and I guess there's all the gadgets and, like, the video games, like, in the Arkham ones, like, I'm playing Arkham City right now, and he's like just been poisoned. Spoiler, poisoned by him, like with Joker venom, where he's just gonna turn into the Joker, and he just faced Ra's al Ghul. I think that's how you pronounce it. I don't know.
think-
They
I think
say
it's
it a
Ra's.
bunch of different ways,
I
you
think
know.
the official one is Ra's al Ghul.
Yeah, that's
Also,
they don't
Owen-
say that.
Maybe you turn your mic a little more towards your face. I just want to make sure what you're getting is being picked
there.
up. Sorry.
Yeah, no problem. And then I guess like just how he's handling all that stuff is just it's very clever, you know. Like, and he's just usually doing it on his own. You know, he doesn't really get much help from Alfred or Robin. I mean, maybe in like the Arkham Knight he does, but I mean, yeah, I just go based off video games normally and movies. Then. Wait, oh yeah, I said Superman. He was debatable just because he has kryptonite weaknesses, you know. So because like I know like Lex Luthor, he knows that, and he's like, I can use this kryptonite on you, Superman.
Until he gives him cancer.
yeah. And then Iron Man. I mostly just chose him because I like the movies, and in Endgame he saves them. Sorry, spoiler alert. And then, I guess you just convinced me with Spider-Man, and how he just, like, he's very young and became a superhero.
So Batman's not on my Mount Rushmore, but what I do appreciate about him is, like, how even though he's just some dude, he's some dude who can, like, he supersedes, like, fate through,
Right.
like, ingenuity and also, like, obviously oodles of money, but, like the training that he did in Tibet, like, what he learned, I don't know, I had a more comprehensive point about this, but, like, I think it's interesting that your Mount Rushmore, like, through, like, both Batman and Iron Man, like, that it's, like, ingenuity beyond humanity, like, that it's just, like, they're at the echelon of, like, the superhuman abilities of Superman and Spider-Man, but all of them do have their own kryptonite because, like, Batman and Iron Man are, at the end of the day, without their gadgets, like, they can throw a punch, but hey.
That's fair, yeah.
And, like, same with Spider-Man to a certain extent, but, like, I don't know. I like when a superhero has, like, a weakness, because, like, I think Superman's staying power and then the influence of all the superheroes after him wouldn't have happened if he didn't have the, like, just that little, like, Achilles heel of kryptonite, because, like, you do have to have someone to stop you from turning into, I've only watched 5 episodes of this, but turning into, who is Invincible's dad? I'm so stupid. Omni-Man, because you get an Omni-Man situation.
Or Bright. Have you seen the movie Brightburn?
No.
So it's like a movie that came out.
I've heard of it.
Yeah, it's like it's kind of but the whole premise for the movie was like the same premise. aliens, like alien kid, he has the Superman powers and everything. But what if, he just grew up to be evil, essentially? Where, like, he didn't even have an express. Like, I think the only thing he was weak to was, like, the material of his spaceship. So he didn't even have a readily available thing like kryptonite. So it's showing, like, what if Superman was evil, which is, I'm tired of that concept at this point. But at least the movie, like, it did do it kind of interesting to where it wasn't even, like a nurture reason why it was a nature thing, where because it's like the aliens that sent him to planet Earth and everything, it was to conquer it. And so it was like when he turned, I think, like 12 years old, it's like he just had that's probably not a good snap, but he had like a sleeper cell activate, essentially, and just started taking over the world.
So it was a nature, not nurture thing? Or nurture,
Like
not?
because like the parents, they are like the Kents, like they try to raise him right, like give him good values, but he was just like the nature of like I said, like the sleeper cell just takes over.
Right. I just think earlier you had said it was a nurture, not nature, but I could have misheard, but I just wanted to be sure. I'm sorry.
Also, I think I forgot to mention my fourth pick on my Mount Rushmore.
I wanted to ask about that because I don't know if it's anything movie related. I don't mind the first Wonder Woman movie. Wonder Woman 1984 is terrible.
Okay,
So
I haven't seen any of the Wonder Woman movies.
So I was gonna say it's got to be comic related. I'm
Yeah.
actually very curious what
Because
the best Wonder Woman comics are.
She is the female superhero. I don't know if she was the first one, but I feel like she's definitely among the first. And she is definitely, much like Superman, she paved the way for a lot of future like female superheroes to come into existence. And something that I will keep saying until it changes is she is probably the most shorted superhero of all time. Like even more than Spider-Man is right now. Because she's been around for, I think, a century. Might be in the 2030s. Might be like her 100th anniversary or whatever. But she's been around for forever, and yet it took until the mid-2010s for her to get her first movie. She doesn't have like any video games, which sounds crazy. Like video games are like a crucial aspect of pop culture now, and they were literally making one, and then got canceled like last year.
Yep.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
So like she didn't have a movie until then. She hasn't had a solo cartoon when Superman is on his, I don't know, man, his 4th. Batman is on his 20th. So, like, she's such an iconic character who has done so much for the superhero industry as a whole. And yeah, I feel like she's been so disrespected. Probably just because she's a woman.
Yeah.
Yeah. Show more Wonder Woman love, people.
Yeah.
On God. James Gunn, I know you're watching this. Make a banger Wonder Woman movie. I know you want to. Come on now.
I know you
Long
can.
overdue.
Yeah.
I think he can. I like Superman.
Yeah, true. Can I say a random honorable mention Mount Rushmore that just came to me?
Yeah.
I saw it in a vision. Rorschach.
Ooh.
Similar niche of just like again, like just vigilante that's just not afraid of seeing some extra blood. I don't know. But I've been quoting a lot recently that I'm the clown Pagliacci because I just love that little monologue. Just like in the movies, like everybody laugh. And that's how I feel when I do stand up. I'm like, please clap. But anyway.
Speaking of, check her out on Stand Up every Wednesday in Milky's and every Thursday in Mr. Good Bar, all in Buffalo.
Oh, good bar too.
Yeah, that's where I started a couple years ago. Not every week. Don't hit me up on Devin Liz Hogan on Instagram and see if I'm lucid and thinking of funnies, because a lot of the times I'm dark and stormy, and that's no good. I don't like when I'm upstage and I'm like, I think my grandma's gonna die. You know, like, it's not so good.
But Lucas, you ready to?
Should I jump into mine?
Yeah.
The whole reason for the top 4 is movie related.
Mhm.
So my number 1 is Batman, because I think my favorite superhero movie of all time is The Batman, the most recent one.
Real.
And I grew up on the Nolan ones, so that's pretty much the explanation for that. And I played the video games, so I'm not even a big video games guy, but I played the video games. That's how you know Batman's the best one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Spider-Man, again, movie related. If I'm picking a favorite, I'd probably just have to go with Tobey Maguire, just because of the movie quality. Those are my favorite movies of Spider-Man. And then you jump into Wolverine, and I just love Logan. That's pretty much it for Wolverine. I'm not a big X-Men guy. I just love Logan.
That's usually how it goes. So
Yeah.
like that's me. Yeah, I read comics. I barely read X-Men. But you throw a Wolverine comic in front of me, I'm like, ooh, that's my guy.
Yeah,
That's my goat.
I want to read more comics, and those are probably the top 3 I'm going to look for.
I
And
can
then-
hook you up.
Okay, I got a guy now.
Yeah.
Should we try to do a group like record DC or Marvel account and actually use a legitimate email?
We could fit in the budget.
Okay. Yeah.
And
It's
then my
research.
number 4, I'm gonna switch it up.
Mhm.
I'm gonna drift away from Superman, and I'm gonna go. I don't even know if he counts as a superhero. He might be now. I'm gonna go with Peacemaker.
Oh yeah.
I really loved the Suicide Squad. Another James Gunn. Shout out James Gunn. And then I don't know if you guys have watched the TV show. The second season's kind of eh. The first season I really loved it,
Oh, with John Cena.
and I love John Cena.
I
So that
haven't
makes it a
watched it,
perfect
yeah.
number 4 spot for me.
And anything is cinema when it's John Cena.
Yeah.
Like, the
Of
French.
course.
John
It's
Cena.
John Cena.
It's John Cinema. But thank you. I'm happy I repeated it. That's gonna be in the. It's like, why are you repeating the joke? But I've seen like one scene of Peacemaker, and it's just John Cena acting his face off, and I was like, oh, I have to watch this, and it went on the list, and then it.
Or his little cameo in Superman where he showed up like 30 seconds.
Yeah, that's true. I thought you were gonna say like the Fred movie.
Oh man.
I was like, it's like, oh
Those
yeah,
go
Fred
way
Flippahorn's
back.
also up there in the Mount Rushmore of like formative guys, I guess.
He's the internet's hero.
He is the bastion poster child of annoying kids who have too much internet.
That's facts. Like, they shouldn't have done that with his voice.
Yeah, I got a kick out of it when I was like 10.
At the behest of my parents, I was watching that and The Annoying Orange. It's just like,
Oh God.
it just made my voice so nasally now. Like between that and like living in Western New York, I'm just like, hey, what's up, you guys? What's going on?
Sounds just like it.
Yeah.
But I don't think we've delved into yours other than Red Hood.
Oh, let me refer to my list again. Sorry, Lucas, I might have to bump Wolverine from my Mount Rushmore.
Damn it.
I know.
Oh man.
I know. Because I don't know, like, I was just thinking of another, like, kind of like anti-hero to fit the theme, but I know more about Rorschach. So, Punisher, I would play the Punisher game. I don't know which one it was when I was like 7 years old
On the PS2.
on the PS2.
I love that game.
It's so good. It made me really reckon with the concept of death and injustice, and I would talk to my dad about it, and he's like, go outside. Like, he wouldn't really, like, I'm like, yeah, I was a dark and stormy kid, as previously mentioned. But I would just walk around, because I'm just assuming I would go on my dad's save files and just, like, walk around and just beat people up, and then, like, look around and be like another monologue, and I'm like, this is formative for me. and I was a little like, I want to be beefy like that one day, and then I was like, I don't think I'm built like that. I'm not built like John Barenthal. And then Winter Soldier, I think it is so cool to like the element of political conspiracy in that movie, of where it's like kind of orchestrated for things to go. I don't know. I think it's a sick element that I feel like maybe I'm just not in the right circles. Is not talked enough about like the dynamic between Bucky and Steve. Like, that's my longtime friend, but he's kind of like, I kind of got to go with my number one, but he like, I forget what even did he kill, like,
He killed, like, spoilers for Captain America Civil War, I guess. Like, he killed Tony Stark's parents.
right. But would he be Iron Man if that didn't? No, that's terrible to argue. I'm not going to
Oh
argue
no,
that.
going into something deeper.
Slippery slope. And then, I don't know. I just think he's cool, and I think Sebastian Stan does a really good job. I like a broody character.
And he's going to be Two-Face in the Batman.
I
Ooh,
love
really?
that
He,
casting.
he was
What?
he was casted for Harvey Dent.
Oh,
Yeah.
nice.
Welcome to the Batman 2.
If it ever comes out.
I will be knocking on James Gunn's door. Not
Where
James
is
Gunn,
it?
right?
He's at least overlooking it since he overlooks all the DC movies. But it's
Okay.
directed by Matt Reeves.
Matt Reeves, I know you're watching. I'm sorry for the mix-up. I'm a little scatterbrained today. First of all, text me back. Second of all, Not text me back in that way. I don't know. Cut that bit. I don't know.
We just want the Batman too.
We just want the
please.
Batman too.
Just
I
Batman.
need the Batman too.
The Batman.
Exactly. And then Rorschach is just sick. I enjoy I feel a kinship to him as being clinically insane. I quote my dad a lot. I'm not locked in here with you. You're locked in here with me. It's so good. And from the comic that I've picked up and put down and like keep trying to read, I just like that it's from his overlooking perspective on the whole thing. So it really makes it a lot more of a seedy, like it's a seedy situation throughout, you know, but it's, I just like that it's twinged with like such sardonicism, I guess. But yeah, that's my piece.
I do like the Punisher pick because I haven't read a crazy amount of Punisher. I do really like him. First, I liked him as a concept first, and then a while later I liked him as a character from like a specific moment I read. Like as a concept, it's made just really interesting to read like a comic book in the superhero world. Like there's so like his first appearance was in a Spider-Man comic book where he was trying to kill Spider-Man, I think, based on like faulty information.
Oh, okay.
But like his first appearance was in a Spider-Man comic book. I just found it interesting how we have a character who's like on the edge of like he still wants to stop crime, but he's gonna do it by killing everybody essentially.
Right.
I just found that very interesting within that context.
He's like Batman without a moral compass.
Basically, yeah.
Yeah.
And with when I liked him as a character, I think the one moment that really cinched it for me was a conversation that, again, which is like a big part of why I like him, where he's in the superhero space, is he had a conversation with Thor, which is like comic book Thor is way better of a character than movie Thor. I'm just saying it right now because like he's a lot more complex as a character in the comic books. And one time, like Thor and Punisher were just sitting down having a conversation, and Thor basically deconstructed who he was right there, of how he's not fighting crime because he wants to. He's fighting crime because it's the only thing he could do at this point, because he thinks it's the only thing that could fill the void that his dead family left behind. And like as a soldier, because he is a war veteran, it's the only thing he knows at this point. So Thor's like, you're a warrior with nowhere to go, so this is why you're doing the things that you do. So like that moment really like made me appreciate Punisher a lot more as a character.
That's awesome. I think it's cool to have the element of him being like a veteran, because it's also like kind of social commentary on how we like dispose of young like men and women, and that like all they know after that is combat. And then it's, if I was smarter, I would have a better lead into that. Another thing I like about the Punisher is how many people who will have the sticker on their cars and then like something like politically diametrically opposed. And I'm like, what do you believe?
They even comment on that in the comic books. Like there was this one time where like a group of cops came up to the Punisher and like they had like stickers or like patches on like their police vests of like, dude, we're big fans. And then he went up to one of them, just like grabbed like one of their patches off the thing, just ripped it up in front of them. He's like, if you want an idol, look to Captain America.
Sorry, Matt. I just said that. Like, I want to see a car that's like Rate My Driving, Coexist, Punisher, Blue Eye. Like I just need a smattering, and it's just like that's the median voter, and they are over the median line, and I need them to get off the road. That car probably exists in Buffalo, and someone stumbled upon this. And I was like, I wonder what the record's doing. And they're like,
Yo,
mean gang stock.
If there is someone with that same description, let her know.
Hit my line so I can take a photo of your car, and I promise I won't make fun of it.
We'll blur the license plate.
Yeah, probably should.
Maybe.
I feel like I've been really off the rails this episode. I'm sorry, y'all. I was so excited to talk
I'm
with all
just
my
yapping
friends.
about comic books. So.
Yeah, and I'm just like, chomping at the bit to
This
talk.
might be the nerdiest I've ever sounded in an episode. And we just did a Star Wars episode.
I just like to listen a lot too. Like,
Just
I mean,
listening and
I could
learning.
talk a lot, but I feel like I'd like to listen too.
I've learned a lot today, actually.
Like, you don't understand. I could talk about comic books for so long.
And has, which I love. Which I
Like,
think
you
is
asked
awesome.
me a comic book related question. I will go off for another hour.
Is there a Punisher comic that introduces? Isn't there like a cow superhero?
There's a bat cow.
Back,
Oh yeah, there is a Bat Cow. It's in the
When is that
third
crossover
Batman.
going to happen?
Lego
And
Batman.
will it make waves in the industry?
Did you know about this, Lucas?
I did not know.
So, in like the early 2010s, it was like Batman and Robin. And this is just because like this context is important. This is the fourth Robin because there's 4 Robins. This one was Damian Wayne. Him and Batman were just chasing down, I forget which criminal it was, and they chased him down to a slaughterhouse. And so they stopped the criminal and all that. Then Damian notices that there's just a cow there that was branded. And I can't remember if it was the branding or like the way that the fur looked on his body. At one part, it just looked like a bat symbol. So like he just turns to Batman and is like, from this moment on, I'm a vegetarian and we're taking in this cow and I'm naming it Bat Cow.
All right.
The genetics did some good work there.
And so I'm pretty sure to this day, they still have Bat Cow. And he's just chilling in the Bat Cave.
Does he have his own issue?
Yes, actually.
Oh,
I might have to
I
search
only
that one
know
out.
that because of the third Lego Batman game. There's like a quest for it too in the Bat Cave. I'm like,
Oh my God.
dude, there's like a Bat Cow. What?
We haven't even gotten into the Lego like superhero world. I don't know enough about it, but I'm more of the Lego Star Wars clan. But that was last episode.
I'm gonna let you finish. But Lego Marvel Superheroes 1 is one of the greatest video games of all time.
It's a
Yeah.
good one.
Yeah.
And then I'd say the second Lego Batman one, it holds a special spot because that's like I think the first Lego game with like voiceover for the characters.
That was like one of the
right?
big. It came out when I was like 6 years
Yeah.
old, but I still remember to this day it big part of the advertising was it was the first Lego game to have voice acting.
Yeah, and that's why it holds a special place in my heart. It was my childhood game. I just played it on repeat. And perfect voice acting too. they were perfect. Like you had Clancy Brown as Lex Luthor, which he always is usually, and he's like the best to voice him.
I talk to her like once a month at this point about Clancy Brown, just in general. Like literally yesterday, I was talking to her about Clancy Brown.
Clancy Brown's awesome.
Because
Yeah.
like we
Mr.
saw
Krabs, yeah.
Shawshank Redemption for the first time a few days ago.
Yeah.
And so we got Clancy Brown fresh on the mind. And I was just showing her a clip yesterday of like from one of the Justice League cartoons where Clancy Brown was just going off as Lex Luthor. He is. How are you Lex Luthor and Mr. Krabs? Like, bro.
When they yell
He
it, they
sold
sound
SpongeBob
similar a little bit.
Yeah.
He sold SpongeBob for 62 cents. That guy's got a mean streak. Not a
Oh
nice
yeah.
guy.
But
Are we?
do we got anything else to talk about? Y'all got any other
I
comic
feel
book
like-
questions?
I feel like we need something to end on. Do we have a favorite superhero group?
Oh, like Justice League, you mean? Or-
Yeah, like
Oh,
Justice
yeah.
League or Avengers or anything of the kind.
I am going to sound like such a fake comic book fan after everything I just said. I don't read too many team books. Like, honestly, if I had to choose the best one, at least from the little that I've read, I feel like just because of how consistent they are in having amazing stories, I think my pick is the Fantastic Four.
Okay.
Say
like
that
that.
again. Mine, depending on what type of day I'm having, is either the OG Teen Titans or Watchmen. If I'm having I'm gonna say for the third time this episode, if I'm having a dark and stormy day, I'm putting that on.
I would say I only asked this question because I'm watching The Boys right now, and I wanted to shout out The Boys. They're kind of a group, I'm not going to lie. they've been chasing Homelander for like 5 seasons and still can't kill him, but I just wanted to shout that out.
It's like Finding Bigfoot. They're on what,
Yeah,
season
pretty
27?
much.
For me, I guess they had Justice League. I mean, yeah, Avengers are really good too, but I just like DC a lot more.
Sick.
So, anything else?
Oh, thank you guys for having me here.
Of course.
It means a lot. One of my first podcast. Well, it is my first podcast ever, actually.
Woo.
As a general closer, just because I'm talking about I guess comic books I mean so much, would y'all want some recommended comic books for different characters?
Yeah.
Yes, I would say give one for Devin, one for me, one for Owen.
All
End
right.
us off.
All right. So, what character would you want?
Red Hood.
So, I would say his first appearance, but we saw the movie for that. I can't lie, the movie actually does the story better than the comic books.
Okay.
So I would say specifically the 2016 iteration of Red Hood and the Outlaws,
Okay.
which is a story where it's like him as a trio with, I forget her name, but she's she's an Amazonian, so she's like Wonder Woman, and Bizarro.
Oh.
Yeah.
Whoa.
It was a pretty good comic book, like around that era of DC.
The epitome of I just cut it up with anybody.
Basically, yeah. And what character you
I
want?
need a good Batman one.
I think, because like my preference for Batman stories, like my favorite ones are early days ones. So I'll give you two of my favorites.
Okay.
Batman Year One, which is a really good introduction.
I've seen the movie and I really liked it.
The comic book, just as good,
Okay.
if not a little better. So Year One, and what is essentially Batman Year Two is The Long Halloween,
Okay.
which is
Oh, I heard
personally
good things.
my favorite Batman story of all time.
I second the long Halloween.
And what would you want?
I was gonna say Batman, but
Yeah.
I guess Joker, where he's featured. I guess.
Maybe Scott Snyder's run. So like, basically Scott Snyder wrote Batman from 2011 to 2016, and in that there are 2 or 3 I think really good Joker stories. One of which I think is like the perfect conclusion for them for Batman and Joker as characters in Batman Endgame. So you could read Scott Snyder's Batman, which I guess if you Google it online, is either New 52 Batman or Batman 2011, which is when it started out.
All right, Scott Snyder. So.
Could I also throw in, do you think The Killing Joke would be a good one?
I've heard good things about that.
Okay.
I've looked up.
The
I like
Killing
that.
Joke.
Yeah.
First off, only read it. Never watch the movie. The movie is horrible.
I heard the movie was really bad.
Yeah, but the comic book is very good, and it really carries a lot of weight for Joker as a character. I can't lie. Joker isn't even my favorite Batman villain. He's probably like 4th place.
Who's one?
That's fair.
Probably Bane.
Okay.
Fair.
I like that.
And I actually don't know what 3 would be. My second favorite, and this could be because of like a lot of different stuff, but personally, I think Two-Face. Because I really like his dynamic with Batman and how they're polar opposites in that way.
Oh, yeah, it's like use fate.
Yeah.
The coin. Yeah. So yeah, I feel like one of my favorites has been Scarecrow, because I just think like using fear against the whole Gotham City the public. That's just so effective. I mean, like, because if you're just stuck in a constant fear, you're not going to be able to think like how to stop it. Like that's how Batman can't even touch the ground in the Arkham Knight game because it's covered in the. Sorry. Oh yeah. Spoiler alert.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of a Spider-Man recommended
Yeah, what's a
reading.
good Spider-Man? We have a local at my local mall. We have a comic book store opening, so I'm looking for anything good when it opens.
The problem with Spider-Man is he doesn't have like accessible, isolated stories as much as like DC characters. This is like a problem with Marvel in general, where DC characters, they're a lot better with having isolated stories that anybody could read. Like The Long Halloween and all that, that's a completely isolated story that anybody can pick up, read, and can completely understand everything. I think I might get flamed for this by diehard Spider-Man fans, but Ultimate Spider-Man, the one from the early 2000s by Brian Michael Bendis, not the most recent one. I think that's a good one to get people at least introduced to Spider-Man. And if you want to get introduced to like OG Spider-Man, definitely honestly, it's really good to just start at the beginning with Stan Lee's Spider-Man. Because to this day, it holds up insanely well.
Heck yeah. Also, have you guys gone to, what is it, Gutter Pop Comics on Hurdle?
Right across the street from North Park Theater.
It's a cool spot. I haven't, like, gotten any comics from them yet. I've mostly, like, window shopped while waiting for a movie to start. But it's a cool space. I like it a lot. It's got a lot of, like it's got, like, your standard, like Superman, Batman, but also has some, like, random, like, I wouldn't say deep cuts, huh?
Like indies?
Yeah. Perfect. Like, a lot of indie issues, and, yeah, it's a cool spot. I like
Awesome.
it.
Yeah, once I get my car here, I'm going to have so many places I got to go to and check out.
And this is how I'm going to end it off. Support your local comic book shop. Get your comic books from your LCS. No Amazon, no Barnes & Noble. Go to your local comic shop. Always support them no matter what.
And support local journalism. Read The Record. Read other local news sources. Read our articles. Watch our podcast. Hit us up, not with death threats, but with, like, that. You could have written this better.
Ransom.
That's, like, milquetoast response is the most I can take right now. Is this the last one of the semester, do you find?
I think this might be a good way to end off the semester.
Ooh, I'm on the last one.
I guess so, yeah.
But, yeah.
But I guess we'll see y'all next semester for, I guess, season 2.
Yeah. Thanks
See
for
y'all
watching.
later. Bye.